claim our right. The streets echo loud with the beat of the fight. America's game, we're roused to the high. This is our time, the stage is set. The game belongs to the people, we won't be denied. With courage and strength, we take a stride. Together we fight, hand in hand, side by side. America's game, it's our turn to guide. Oh yeah. From coast to coast, see the banners unfurled. Voices together, watch the power swirl. No longer silent, we're ready to roar. With passion and purpose, we're ready for more. You'll chase the sea. The game belongs to the people, we won't be denied. With courage and strength, we take a stride. Together we fight, hand in hand, side by side. America's game is our turn to guide. Join the movement, feel the flow. America's game, time to grow, time to grow. This turns this way and you.
Well, good night, good evening, top of the new day to you, baby. America's Game Show is back at you again for another edition. But we're going to talk about King Trump is pimping again. That's right. King Trump is pimping again, baby. Man, that man is always macking. He always stacking. One thing what Trump ain't gonna do is never lacking. He's ahead of the game. He is the head statement of America's game. And I ain't nothing but the doggone Dilla. I ain't nothing but America's Game Show host Dilla. I am America's Game Show host. I'm Prince Pierre coming at you, baby. Letting y'all know what's really going on, baby. Hope everybody having a lovely, lovely end of a Friday, getting ready to go into Saturday. You know, I had to come on back at y'all again, man. You know, I had to let y'all know what's really going on, baby. Because we stomping down when it comes to this America's game. It's all about the games we play, the games we love, and the games we know. That's right. Because this ain't nothing but the incomparable, honorable America's Game Show. Yeah, baby. What's up, everybody? Y'all come in when you get ready, and when you do, always remember to hit that like. And also hit that subscribe. So this is America's Game Show. We're going to go on and get into the game. The game we fitting to start, and the game we ain't never left. So we're going to talk about America's game. Yeah, we're going to talk about the game today, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's get on into it. America meets with foreign ministers of DR Congo, the Republic of Congo, and Rwanda. But we're going to see what he's talking with the Africans. Africans! Let's see what Trump is always stomping down with the melanated people, man. That's what I like about Trump, though, boy. Trump always mean with the melanated people, baby. So we finna see what's happening. So let's get on into it, baby. So let's see what Trump talking about, y'all.
President. So as Caroline has mentioned, President, first of all, I want to let you know that I'm the only African reporter accredited here at the White House and I cover for the entire continent. So I just arrived from Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, yesterday. I went to see firsthand how the people is feeling and the president's message, President Felix Tshisekedi, about this upcoming peace deal. And let me tell you firsthand what I've witnessed myself. I spoke with the people on the street. I spoke with youth. They know your name. They know that a president named President Trump is working hard to finally bring peace to the country. I saw hope. They have hope now for a better day in Congo. They see what you're doing as a future, better future for Congo. And I had opportunity to sit down with President Felix Tshisekedi for an interview because I want to understand his mind, what he's thinking, his feeling about everything that your administration is doing. And he told me firsthand that for many years, many American presidents overlooked this conflict. They didn't do nothing. Even myself, I cover President Biden's administration. I pressed many times about this conflict. People are dying in Congo. This country has so much potential, but they need help.
Yeah. So as we start this show, America's Game Show, we always start with the melanated perspective over here because I am a melanated man and I look like Trump is finna get ready to go on and pimp on something. He finna get going and get Congo safe. You know, Congo been having problems for a long time. Way back from the Belgian James with Patrice Lumumba, you know, one of the greatest leaders of the Congo. And it is lovely to see that Donald Trump is looking out for the melanated people all over this world. So this is what I have a problem with you niggas about, you suckers, you Democratic cocksuckers over there sucking Democratic dick like you bitch ass niggas do. You understand me? Because you're not true to the game. You for liberation. So anybody that's for liberation of the African people, you're supposed to be listening. But you so blinded by them Democrat motherfuckers, they tell you don't listen to Trump. So when you don't listen, you miss out on the greatness that Donald Trump stands for. He want world peace, not just with Europeans, not just with Muslims. He want the melanated people of the continent, the motherland, Abba-Kalan, to be prosperous as well. Let America's game continue.
Help because this war is destroying the country.
Right.
They never gave me any answer. And he told me, President Tshisekedi, that you have no idea, he's very thankful for what you're doing, for what your administration is doing. Not only him, the entire Congolese people, they see that finally they will have hope. And President Tshisekedi also mentioned at the end of my interview that when peace finally comes to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, he's thinking to nominate you as a Nobel Prize Peace because he said you deserve, you have been working to bring peace in the world, not only at the Congo, and he's very hopeful to meet you in the future.
That's so nice, boy, and that's so beautifully stated. And Caroline said, number one, she did say, and I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect, she said, she's beautiful, and you are beautiful. Okay? I'm not allowed to say that, you know, that could be the end of my political career, but I said it anyway. But you are beautiful, and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. So you covered Africa for a long time?
Yes, for over 10 years.
Wow.
I cover even your first administration.
Yes, I know that. That's great. Well, thank you. That's so nice that you said that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And I have one more question,
Yes.
Mr. President. Since we know in July or in the future, both President of Rwanda and the Congo will be coming
Yes.
to the United States. In Africa, President João Lourenço, the president of Angola, he is also the leader of African Union.
Good.
He
Yes, I know.
worked very hard to bring peace, but unfortunately...
Let's get him here.
Yes, that's
Okay?
right.
Would you invite him for me?
Of course.
Okay?
Of
No,
course.
we'll have. I know that he works very hard, and he's the head of essentially the union. So the union all over Africa, not the kind of union that we have. This is the union all over Africa, and I'd love to have him. So you'll let him know.
Of course,
Okay.
Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Good.
Mr.
Now you go back to where you belong,
Sure.
right? That's great. That's a great job. It's real knowledge and real heart too. Congratulations. Okay. So we're here today to celebrate a glorious triumph, and that's what it is, for the cause of peace. And this is a long time waiting, the signing of a historic peace agreement between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the Republic of Rwanda. The conflict has continued, and it's been going on for many, many years. It's been going from, I guess they say 30 years. The Great Lakes region of Africa for a long time, and maybe even a time before.
Yes. Donald Trump is, Republic of the Congo and Rwanda has been having a war. Famous movie by Don Cheadle was covering this conflict. And it comes down to Donald J. Trump to bring peace to Africa. The Republic of the Congo and Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda. So let's keep listening.
Before that, how is the Great Lakes region? Must be beautiful, right? Beautiful, beautiful region, but they had a lot of war, right? A lot of fighting, a lot of death. It's displaced countless people and claimed the lives of thousands and thousands. But today, the violence and destruction comes to an end, and the entire region begins a new chapter of hope and opportunity, harmony, prosperity, and peace. That's been a long time waiting. I said, how long has the war been going? And a friend of mine who was very much involved said 30 years, and at least 6 million people were killed during that period of time. It's incredible. And somebody said that was actually, it's the biggest war on the planet since World War II. So it's a shame, but we're going to bring it to an end. I want to express my gratitude and congratulations to the representatives of the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the Republic of Rwanda, who signed this pivotal agreement a short time ago. They just signed right in front. And let me also thank Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who has worked very hard on this subject, and we've worked on it together, for his outstanding leadership, as well as Senior Advisor for African and Africa Affairs, Masad Boulos, who's, as you know, spends a lot of his time in Africa, and he's very comfortable there. I said, were you at all uncomfortable with all of the turmoil and all of the killing? And he said, no, I wasn't uncomfortable, and that's what you need. You need somebody that's going to be able to get. So, Masad, I want to thank you very much for the job you've done. Amazing guy, actually. I also want to thank African Union, Qatar, Togo, for working closely with the United States. And I know Qatar was really working hard, and African Union, we just spoke about that. And I look forward to having them representatives here when we do the official meeting, and that'll be sometime in July. And we look forward to it. And you better be here covering it, okay? We're not going to stand anybody else covering it but you. But this is a tremendous breakthrough. In a few short months, we've now achieved peace between India and Pakistan, Israel and Iran, and the DRC and Rwanda, and a couple of others also. Serbia, was they were getting ready to go to war with a group I won't even mention because it didn't happen. We were able to stop it, but I have a friend in Serbia, and they said we're going to go to war again. And I won't mention that it's Kosovo, but it's Kosovo. But they were going to have a big time war, and we stopped it. We stopped it because of trade. They want to trade with the United States. I said we don't trade with people that go to war. And we said that also with, if you take a look at Pakistan and India, it was great. They have two great leaders, and they were able to stop. They were in the midst of a big fight, I guess everybody saw, and it was going to get very bad. And they are nuclear nations, very powerful nuclear nations. In the months and years ahead, my administration will continue to work closely with all of the parties in this deal and ensure the agreements are fully taken care of, and you're going to do what's in the agreement. We'll say you better do what's in that agreement, right? Because if somebody fails to do that, bad things happen. But I have a feeling that after 30 years, I think after 30 years, you're all set.
We are.
I think both of you have said that's enough, right?
That's enough. Yes.
That's enough. You've seen it all. So this is a wonderful day. It's a great day. We've had some tremendous success. It's been a great week between just coming back from a very successful trip. NATO's really pulled together. They have, they're going to spend over $1 trillion a year. Nobody expected a thing like that to happen. And we had the war, as you know, we call it the 12-day war. It was exactly a 12-day war. And we ended up with no nuclear weapons. That's what we wanted. And they were just absolutely blown to pieces, those 3 sites.
All right, no nuclear war. Donald Trump will world peace. And any wars is going down. Any wars that are coming. Any wars that have been ongoing. Any potential wars, Donald J. Trump is going to stop it. So y'all can't call this man. Y'all little racism talk y'all putting down. Y'all got to stop this bullshit. Because there's been a 30-year war going on in the Democratic Republic of Congo versus the Republic of Rwanda. And this man came in the door and he done schlepped it and he done stopped this shit. So y'all got to stop the hate, man. That's why you bitch ass niggas coming in here and you seeing Trump doing great work, doing God's work. You understand me? And he's bringing peace to more than the Middle East. He's bringing peace to Africa. He's bringing peace over there in Serbia and everybody else. Brought peace with Iran and Israel. Brought peace all over this world, because that's what he about. He want people to be prosperous. He want people to make good livings and make money. Let's go. Let Donald Trump and America's game continue.
And there's no nuclear weapons, and hopefully there can be a lot of healing, and the healing is starting. And it's been a really pretty amazing week, and this is one that I really look forward to. This was set up a few weeks ago, and it was something that I really look forward to. If we can do this, and we do that because we have a certain competence that's good, we're able to get people to be peaceful. I think we can do war better than anybody, but we don't want to. And we have the greatest military in the world. They showed that in Iran. Those pilots, they flew for 36 hours. And think of that, and they hit their target. The size of this desk, half the size of this desk, from about 52,000 feet in the dark of night with no moon, 0 moon. They wanted it that way. Can you believe it? And they hit, every missile hit exactly half the size of this beautiful Resolute desk. We don't want to talk about it when it comes to rockets hitting it, but half the size of this, and they hit dead center from tremendous heights, going at tremendous speeds. It's amazing. Nobody could do a thing like that. Nobody has that weaponry, and nobody could do a thing like that. So we had a very busy and successful week. And in addition to that, our economy is doing great, setting records with the economy, and a lot of other good things happening. But this is about Congo and Rwanda. And I'd like to ask, if I might, would you say a few words before we introduce our guests, please?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes.
So, under your leadership, Mr. President, and the full support of Secretary Rubio and the entire team at the State Department, we engaged with the two parties in early April. And within 3 weeks, they signed the Declaration of Principles. And now, within about 2 months from that, we have signed today the final, this is actually the final peace agreement. You know, many people were wondering if this is preliminary. No, this is the actual final peace agreement that they've signed today. You have also expressed interest in inviting the heads of states to the White House for a signing ceremony. So there will be some other additional agreements that will be signed. In addition to this, which will become known as the Washington Accord with regards to the Great Lakes region.
That's great.
There are some economic...
Why not the Trump Accord?
If you wish.
I'm only kidding. That'd be headlines. I think that's a great one. Washington Accord. Beautiful.
And there's an economic aspect as well that is extremely important for both countries. They have also worked, last week we finalized the regional economic integration framework, which both countries will be signing at the White House here during that ceremony. And
that's going to be a great ceremony.
Absolutely.
Right? We're going to make that a great ceremony and bring other people that were involved, some other people. besides the gentleman we talked about who we know has worked so hard, if you think there are other people that are deserving, let us know. Okay?
And there will be some bilateral agreements. We're negotiating a minerals deal with the DRC for critical minerals. Many American companies have shown interest in investing in the DRC, and these we're talking about long-term investments. Same thing with Rwanda. Many American companies have shown interest, and not only in mining, but also in the midstream and downstream, which will be the processing of minerals. We're also working and supporting the Lobito corridor, which will help building the infrastructure. Just 2 days ago, the United States signed and supported a project of $1.5 billion for electric transmission from Angola to the DRC. And there are many other projects of that nature lined up. So we will be, under your leadership, Mr. President, we'll be working with the two countries very closely and with the support of Qatar to make sure that this agreement is implemented.
And a lot of our companies.
Well, I see Qatar is involved in something with Africa as well. So Qatar is a mover and shaker right now. Qatar signed a pretty much a couple of $1 trillion deal with Trump back in May to help mediate between America and Iran, and also doing some things with Congo and also Rwanda. So you got to give much respect and power to Qatar. Qatar is a mover and shaker in peace. So I understand that we might not respect the Islam community, but everybody's not Iran over there. There's some true Muslim countries. They are about being peace is the first thing on their mind, and being prosperous and doing what they're, being for God. So regardless, they might not believe in the Christ, but actually they know, Islamic community knows Christ exists. They know Christ is a prophet, and they do know he is the Son of God. So they just choose to be led by Muhammad, and they call God Allah.
Companies are in both of these countries now, especially since we've been getting along so well. It's probably the way we were brought together, and we have a lot of our big companies are there, between rare earth and all of the other things that they do in Africa, which is very greatly expanding, especially in these two countries. You have earth, they consider it to be about the best in the world, actually, I've heard. So we're doing a lot of different things, and it's all going to bring everybody together. That's how this all began, I guess. But the big thing is, the big thing for me is there's really only one thing, and that's getting a peace treaty with two countries that have been fighting for 30 years. And I want to thank you all. Will, if you could, you could bring the letters over.
Of course, sir. So in front of you, as you said, sir, these are the actual agreements that were signed respectively by the foreign ministers of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda earlier today, witnessed by Secretary Rubio. We've also prepared for you two letters. This is to President Paul Kagame of Rwanda, expressing your appreciation and congratulations for everything that's happened already, and of course inviting him to Washington for, as Dr. Bula said, what we hope will be the Washington Accords, finally setting the terms for peace and prosperity in this region, hopefully for a very long time.
That's great. That's beautiful. Very important. We're going to put a picture in there, right? As soon as this is over, they're going to we have a fast-moving photographer, Dan. He's going to put a nice picture of us here. Okay. Thank you. That's for you. Thank you.
And this is a letter to President Chikisade of the Democratic Republic of Congo, again congratulating him on settling this long-running war and inviting him to Washington, D.C. for the final conclusion of the agreement, hopefully soon.
That's great. That's right. Take that pen. Take that pen.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So I'd like to ask JD to say a few words, our great Vice President, and then Marco, and go ahead.
Great. Well, first, let me welcome the foreign ministers of Rwanda.
Yeah. we do at the game show, we put America's game down. We show America's game. We show the political game. And we just showing y'all something that people is not showing on YouTube. I know a lot of people are not going to come in this live because you don't really care about peace in Africa. There's a lot of you bitch-ass niggas that preach this Pan-Africanism shit. And now you seeing Trump is mitigating Pan-Africanism. Not saying he's part of it, but he's being a mediator in the Pan-African movement, where you got African countries coming together after 30 years of conflict, 30 years of war, 30 years of devastation in those regions. And then it comes for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is a man of peace. He wants peace all over this world, all over this earth. You understand me? Not just European peace. He also want melanated peace. He also want brown peace. He also want yellow peace, and he also want Muslim peace. So he's a man of peace all over this world. So that's why he's the president of the United States. Other than them suck-ass Democrats, you bitch-ass niggas back. And so if I catch any one of you Pan-African niggas talking down Trump, you're done with me. Because you ain't about shit. You just bitch-ass niggas that preach and hustle and try to pimp on it, but you ain't standing on it. And Donald Trump is forcing these African countries to stand on Pan-Africanism and stand on peace, you understand me, and resolution, so we can do business with them and be able to set these countries up to be technology, economic, and marketplace powers.
In Congo, it's great to have you in the Oval Office. And second, let me say congratulations to the President, to Secretary Rubio, and the entire team. I think for the people of these two countries, they should know that the United States is committed to the pathway of peace. But to my fellow Americans, this is really a celebratory moment. This is a big moment for our country, because under the President's leadership, we've taken what was 30 years of killing and war, the worst war in terms of death count since World War II, and now we're on a pathway to peace. And so if I think about what I know about these two countries, for 30 years, pretty much the entire time that I can remember these two countries being in the news, much of the story has been about them fighting one another, about them killing one another. And now we can look forward to a future where my children will look at this moment as the beginning of a new story, a story of prosperity and of peace. So thanks to the President, congratulations to the entire team, and to my fellow Americans. We should all be really proud, because it's amazing what active presidential leadership can accomplish when it's geared towards peace and prosperity, and that's what we have in the Oval Office.
That's right. And that's what we have in that Oval Office. We have a man of peace, 30 resolution since 1995. The Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda has been in conflict, has been in war. And then we come out now and we see a man that has been in office for just 6 months, in his return trip in office just 6 months, and he is presiding over peace, doing a great job. Donald Trump is a great man. He's a man of the people. Keep telling y'all this shit. He's a man of the people. See, when you're a man of the people, you just want to see people. You just want to see people prosper. Unlike you bitch ass, hoe ass, cocksucking ass niggas, all you want to do is gang bang and shoot and do all kind of stupid shit and be anti-prosperity, because you just embrace struggle when you think struggle is part of it. Y'all got struggle is prosperity in the black community. You hoe ass niggas, fuck you. Y'all suck dick in my opinion. And you bitch ass niggas ain't gonna do shit about what I see, hoe ass nigga.
That's right now. So great job, sir.
Thank you very much, Cindy and Marco. And then we're going to ask the two principals to speak.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, first of all, thank you. When I first came on this job a few months ago, you made it very clear that one of the priority of this administration under your leadership was going to be the pursuit of peace. And from day one, whether it's been in Ukraine and Russia, whether it's been Pakistan, India, whether it's been Iran and Israel, and in the continent of Africa, your priority's been on peace. And today we see this come to fruition. It's sad. Wars get a lot more attention than peace. But peace is harder than war. a lot harder. And I want to congratulate both of the leaders here and their respective presidents for choosing the harder path, which is often peace, than the easier path, which sometimes is war, as costly and as bloody as it may be. And I echo the Vice President's statements, and that is that Americans should be very proud that the #1 voice for peace in the world today is our president, your president. And so thank you, President Trump. And I want to, again, recognize Dr. Boulos and the work he's put into this from day one. He's really put a lot of time and effort, and as our friends from the respective countries can share with us. And last point, I do want to thank, you've done this already, but the African Union, Togo, and Qatar, who have been extraordinary partners and whose help we're going to need to continue to receive in order to bring all this to fruition. So congratulations to both of you, and thank you, Mr. President.
Great job you've done. Do you want to start? Either way. Do you want to start?
Ladies first, maybe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for having us here. I think I can summarize my contribution in 3 main points. First of all, thank you and congratulations indeed for this remarkable milestone, which is putting an end to 30 years of conflict and of suffering, and which is redefining the perspectives that millions of Congolese and of citizens of the greater Great Lakes region will have. The second point is stay committed, stay on board. We need the United States to make sure that this agreement holds and that you hold us accountable. And the third point is, if you stay on board, I think there are so many perspectives that we can transform our partnerships through, and that can usher in an era of prosperity, of growth, and of shared bilateral relationships that go well beyond the challenges that we've shared together, and that can at least, or finally, focus on the potential and of the wealth that we can share. So again, our heartfelt gratitude to you on my behalf, but more importantly, on behalf of the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Thank you so much.
Beautifully spoken, and I look forward to seeing you, leader. They will, highly respected person, as you know.
Indeed.
Highly respected all over the world, but in Africa in particular. So sometime in July, we'll do something, big ceremony.
We look forward to it.
Thank you very
so
much. Please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. This is indeed a historical day because it's the signing of a peace agreement between Congo and Rwanda to end a conflict that has been going on for 30 years. And there has been many mediation, facilitation in the past, but none of them succeeded. And we believe that it's because of your leadership and your steadfast commitment to this process, with also a new approach of economic integration, regional economic integration, which is important to allow Rwanda and DRC working together, because this is a very rich region with cross-border trade, with minerals, with natural wealth. So with the US standing side by side with Rwanda and DRC, we believe that we will achieve a long-time peace. And we also believe that, as my colleague from DRC stated, it's important for the United States to stay committed, because today we signed, but now we need to implement what we have signed in order to open this new era you were talking about of prosperity, so that we can reap the economic dividend of peace. So for this economic integration framework to be implemented, it's important for the US to accompany the parties to implement what we have signed, because in the past we have signed so many agreements that were not implemented. And we are really, we believe that with your leadership, with the involvement of the United States administration, we will reach that goal. So thank you very much, Mr. President.
Well, this will.
Right. Basically saying they didn't kind of sign some other kind of preliminary agreements, and they didn't want them to get Trump to make sure this agreement is really set in stone. And because Trump is a man of his word, as long as he's still president, he's going to make it implemented. As long as the American people keep the right leadership in office, you know, we can ensure that the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda can remain peaceful. So we got to set them up with trade. We got to set them up where they're prosperous. And that's what we got to do for them. So by not giving them nothing, and just setting them up where they can be part of doing business in America. And this is the shit we talking about to you so-called pro-black ass niggas. You niggas ain't in place. You got these bitch ass niggas over there in NC, and you know, we're gonna talk about NAACP with their hypocrisy today. As we talk about this here. So we're gonna let this play itself out, another little 15 minutes of it, and then we're gonna move on. We're gonna get on into the game. I just had to show a lot of you sellouts and turncoat ass niggas ain't sucking dick. Even that old sucking dick bitch. Candace Owens, well, I don't respect her because she's wish-washy, you know. And she trying to cross over to the Democratic Party. You know, that's what she wanted to do. She just backed Trump, just get her some money and get her headlines. Now she's talking about she regrets supporting Trump, because Trump want peace in the Middle East. So, I don't know what you're about. You know, you back in these kind of skinny and shit. You ain't nothing but a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? You ain't nothing but a neo-con. You know.
Will happen, definitely. I can reach over. Do you want to just press them over to me? Let me have them. And I just wanted to give you each. These are your signed agreements. And we'll make sure that you follow through. We'll make sure you follow through. Yeah. We'll make sure that you follow through. Okay, that's for you. And we have one other thing that we're going to give, that we give to special people only. It's a coin.
Thank you.
And I hope you do that. I'm going to give you a second one for your leader.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much.
And likewise, we'll do that. These are serious coins. You don't want to lose them. You'll be very. I think that your reporter from Africa should get one. What do you think? Is she allowed?
I saw.
I think yes. Are the reporters okay with it? Brian, yes? Darling, that's for you. Okay? You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And I heard you do a great job in covering everything. Thank you.
And Mr. President, we actually have the pictures that you took earlier
Oh,
of
let
the
me
foreign
see that.
ministers here already.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you.
Let me see that.
They're in this folder right here, sir.
Okay, this one?
Yes, sir.
Oh, they look better than me. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's beautiful. That's very good. We have a good photographer. Beautiful. That's great. You better, I'll tell you, you better do the job here. We're going to come down hard. It's beautiful. Thank you very much. So we'll put them in. That's for you. That's for you. This is for the gold. And what is it? For the gold. Yes. Okay. Let's see, do we have two of them? I think so. You wouldn't give us one, you would have made a big mistake. Isn't that nice? That's for you. That's for you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. And you're all set, and this is for you. You're going to
Yes.
get this. Good. Might as well hold it.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. On the subject, sir. Why not? Why not Canada, by the way?
Why?
I mean,
Because this is about a different subject right now. This is right now actually a much more important subject. We just ended a war that was going on for 30 years.
Yeah, he just ended a war. So if you come over here asking other questions about other shit, it just show me what you about, that you ain't nothing but a bigot. You ain't nothing but a racist. You ain't nothing but a white supremacist. Whoever that damn reporter is. Fuck you and suck a dick, bitch. See, you don't give a damn about melanated people putting themselves under. So yeah, Trump over here checking you hoe ass, cock-sucking motherfuckers for coming and asking him anything except about what's going on. Nobody give a fuck about Canada. Canada ain't finna do a motherfucking thing over her, but capitulate like the bitches they are. Hey, you talking about hoe ass niggas?
Years where 6 million people died, so don't ask me a trade question on Canada.
Mr. President, Kara Castanova from Lindell TV. Now that your administration, and congratulations, has secured peace in Africa to a bloody, horrific war that's gone on for decades and no other president could do it, do you think the mainstream media will finally...
I'm telling you. But you're right, no other president could do it. They tried and they...
Right, no other president couldn't do it. Not even the president that looked like them could get nothing done. Because what that other president did, went over there and put bombs on Africa. Went over there messing with Muammar Gaddafi. That's your beloved Barack Hussein Obama, where his own daughters don't even want to carry his fucking name. He a fucking disgrace to this fucking country. He a fucking disgrace to whatever the hell we are. Here you talking about who represents America and who represents us better than anybody is Donald J. Trump. You better get it together. You better get your heads out of that fuck. You better get your head out of the Democratic butthole, you fucking cocksucking fuck boys.
They didn't even try, I don't think. I actually don't think they tried. Do you think Biden tried? He didn't know he was alive.
Do you think the media will finally give you credit where credit is due?
No, the media will never give me credit. But the people give me credit. That's why I'm here. The people didn't give me. That's why we're here in a landslide. We got all 7 states. We won the popular vote. So the media won't give me credit, but the people give me credit. That's more important to me.
You're going to go down as a peacemaker. You're also going to go down with the president who has 0 border crossings in May. He's secured the border most than anybody's ever done. But I don't know if you know this. You're on track right now to have the lowest murder rate in history in this country.
Whoa. Did you hear what they just said? President Trump is gonna have the lowest murder rate in this country. Because prosperity, is like a man said on Hulu. Even though he was a mortician, you bring prosperity to this community. Yes, Donald J. Trump brings prosperity to this country and to the world. Y'all hate on this man too damn much, man, because you some dick-sucking fuckboy tag fag ass niggas, you some punks, you some bitch ass niggas because you don't have any common sense, because somebody told you what a racist was and you bought it. So that means you have no intelligence. You a bitch ass, hoe ass, cocksucking, bitch ass, hoe ass nigga. I don't respect none of you niggas. I don't fuck with you niggas. I don't want to do with you bitch ass niggas. I don't.
And I think a lot largely goes to the fact that you closed down the border. If you want to comment on that, you might go down.
I'm all about action. I ain't about talk.
Lowest murder rate in U.S. history.
Yeah, I saw that the other day, and it's an honor. I mean, and that's really even better because, we've taken a lot of illegals into the country through the Biden administration that are murderers, 11,888 to be exact. And many of them are now gone. We got rid of them. They're back where they belong. Yeah, so it's a great honor. If you took that out, the numbers would be even better. They've created a lot of problems.
You truth social earlier about getting money to the air traffic controllers and the big, beautiful bill, which hopefully, praise God, if we get this thing signed. What does that mean to that industry that has been suffering the last couple of years, quite a decade of being underfunded? How that changes the safety of air travel?
Well, they've underfunded the airports for years, and I started the process of getting it completed in terms of the equipment necessary to land the planes, where the planes, like the helicopter accident with the plane, would have never happened if they had the right modern equipment. It would have been bells and whistles would have been going on all over the place. And I had that all set, but when I wasn't here, they totally dropped it. You had a terrible head of transportation. We have a very good one there, Sean Duffy. But you had Buttigieg, and he didn't know a damn thing. He'd ride to work on his bicycle. He didn't know what the hell was going on. He was terrible. So he totally dropped that. It was a project that should have happened, and I was all set. But we had a very sad experience with the voting, and so we didn't get to do that. But now I'm doing it, and we're going to have a great system. And it's funded partially by the bill. The initial funding is by the bill, and then it gets to be funded. The rest of it comes a little bit later as we build it out. But we're going to build out the best in the world. We have the best companies in the world. A couple of countries have very good systems. In fact, I noticed when I was landing, my pilot often would use the system of another country. And I said, what are you doing that for? He said, the United States system is so bad. So we have the best companies that do that in the world bidding. You have Raytheon, you have IBM, you have a lot of different companies bidding, and we'll get the best one, the best system for the best.
Oh yeah, y'all talking about in the beginning of his presidency, when you had air traffic controllers, they had problems, and now Trump is fixing to give raises to the air traffic controllers. Ain't that a bitch? Got DEI out of the building. Now people are getting more money. But let me tell you something about DEI. DEI don't believe in raising nobody because they're bringing inferior people in. So if you bring inferior people in, you don't have to give them raises. They're content on staying at the ways there are. So they basically slave labor. So when you hire the best people in the world, you have to pay them because they're the best. Fucking idiot. Cream rises to the crop. Cream rises to the top. Them motherfuckers y'all was bringing on DI was bottom of the barrel. Fuck out of here, dog. This shit is terrible. Trump is embarrassing you motherfucking Democrats. Embarrassing you motherfucking me aristocrats. Embarrassing you you oligarchs. And you motherfucking me, all you in the deep state. You're getting pimped on. You're getting your ass whooped. You're getting your ass handled to you because you don't have the best interest of the people. Then you have the best interest of the people, then you're gonna do the right things for people. That's why I said that Trump is the people's president. Like Muhammad Ali is the people's champ. Guess who's best friends with Muhammad Ali? Donald J. Trump. Oh yeah, he's the people's president.
Best price, and they're going to go to town and give us a system that will be better than any other system in the world, and you won't have planes bunking into each other at 35,000 feet.
Mr. President, on the subject of peace deals, how close are you and your administration to a deal in terms of Gaza ceasefire?
Often asked, and I think it's close. I just spoke with some of the people involved. It's a terrible situation that's going Gaza, he's asking about. And we think within the next week we're going to get a ceasefire. And we're supplying, as you know.
Well, Trump, I have to say on the ceasefire, boys, you haven't held with that. Because you're supposed to have a ceasefire earlier this week. I hope you can get that done, bro, because, boy, they make you look bad. Benjamin Netanyahu made you look terrible. Took a little slight L, but it's just a setback for you. You can get this deal done and get it, and you'll continue with the win, man. It's just you behind right now, and you're not behind because of your efforts. But you got backstabbing cocksuckers like Benjamin Netanyahu, and because you just have to do right by the history of America's relationship with Israel, you have to be patient, and that's what it's all about. But you stopped the nuclear situation, so it's no choice. It's no choice by Israel to go on the ceasefire, because Iran don't have any choice but the ceasefire. It's on Israel now. It ain't on Iran any fucking way. It's on fucking Israel. So Israel, you want to be the bad motherfucking guy? Go right the fucking head, be the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So you can lose respect around the fucking world. So Trump did what he needed to do to goddamn me put the antagonists in a negative position where they have no choice but to bow down and submit like a good hoe. Now it's on Israel to be like, all right, but don't you be, you was the protagonist of this shit. Don't turn yourself into the antagonist, because you can turn yourself into the antagonist real quick. You had all these old cuck-sucking motherfuckers out here tearing up all the universities and shit, protesting behind this Palestinian shit. So Trump did what he had to do to resolve this situation. Stop the nuclear capabilities of Iran. He did that. And it's time for you, Israel, to go and get a fucking deal done, because they don't have the fucking nuclear capabilities to do nothing to you. That's all that fucking matters. So let's stop the whole shit. Let's stop the hate. You don't have to do business with the motherfuckers. You ain't got to ever trade with the motherfuckers. You don't got to fuck with them. Get a peace deal done, and y'all can separate and do what y'all need to do. You ain't got to do business with them hoes. So let's stop playing and let's stop being hypocrites. Benjamin Netanyahu.
A lot of money and a lot of food to that area, because we have to, you have to. We're in theory not involved in it, but we're involved because people are dying. And I look at those crowds of people that have no food, no anything, and we're the ones that are getting it there. Some of it's being taken by some bad people, once you give it and you give it out, and they're supposed to be taking care of the people, and they end up stealing the food and selling it. But we have a pretty good system now, but so we're helping with that. You see the lines of people that just get one meal, essentially. But it's too bad other countries aren't helping out. Nobody's helping out. We're doing that. because I think we have to on a humanitarian basis, like this. We didn't have to get involved in Africa, but we did because we thought it was. I mean, I've been reading, like JD said, he's, from much of his life, he's been just seeing this about this brutal war, and it actually got a lot of publicity because of the level of brutality. Right? It was nobody's ever seen anything like it, and to be involved in that, I mean, I consider this the most important of my conferences today. We just had a great Supreme Court victory today, and everybody would say that was big, but we're talking about saving thousands and probably millions of lives here. This is more important than anything. So it's great, but we're working on Gaza, trying to get it taken care of. And again, a lot of food has been sent there, and other countries throughout the world should be helping also.
And on another conflict that I know you've been working on, sir, is it true that you have reached out with a letter to North Korea's Kim Jong-un?
Well, if there is a conflict, I get along with him very, very well, and we'll get the conflict solved with North Korea. I've had a good relationship with Kim Jong-un, and I've gotten along with him really great, so we'll see what happens. But somebody's saying there's a potential conflict. I think we'll work it out if there is. It wouldn't involve us, but again, we're very far away from a lot of these places that we're solving problems with. But I enjoy doing it, I like doing it, and it's the right thing to do, and we have an ability to get it done, so we're solving things that we didn't have a lot to do with Serbia, Kosovo. I told you, we solved a potential disaster. I can tell you that some of the countries that you're not going to hear about, but some countries that were ready to go to war with their neighbor are not going to go to war with their neighbor, and that's a great thing. We have a number of them. But I'm very happy about India and Pakistan because they actually have nuclear weapons. When you talk about Iran, they were trying to get it, but India has nuclear weapons, Pakistan has nuclear weapons, high-level nuclear weapons both, and getting that solved was really great. We did it through trade, so it was a great thing.
Mr. President, when it comes to nuclear weapons, Mr. President, are you concerned that the Iranians may have some enriched uranium at Pickaxe Mountain?
The last thing they're thinking about right now is enriched uranium. They're not thinking about what they want to do is they want to get back to life, and they do want to meet me, and we'll do that quickly. We're going to do it quickly while we're meeting.
They said this morning that they don't want to meet with the U.S. Were they telling you something different in private?
They may say that to you. Don't you think they want to meet me? Don't you think we have sanctions on there that they can't do anything? Wouldn't you think that they want to meet me? I mean, they're not stupid people, but they went through a lot, and they suffered, and so did Israel. Israel suffered greatly. It was a nasty 12 days, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. The Israel situation is not looking good for Israel because Trump has crippled Iran. So what Israel gonna do? See, all Trump did was put it in their court to get peace done. So now it's on Israel to do something, or we got to sever ties with Israel. And then we might have to deal with Iran and get Iran and just leave you hanging. And if you want to keep dropping bombs on Iran, it's not going to work. So you don't want us to be an enemy of Israel. Because we don't, if we doing right by you and you want to still go over there and drop bombs on Iran that can't do anything to you, that can't do any nuclear to you, because that's what you were scared of. And then maybe they have nuclear capabilities to obliterate your ass, and they're not allowed to obliterate your ass now. And you want to sit around this motherfucker? You don't want peace? Then you're not on Jesus' law. And you're not on God's law. So you're not in the book that you own. So you're going above your book. But hey, people say something about that community. They don't follow the Bible like they're supposed to. So, they're more Old Testament guys. They're not New Testament. So, just put this out here like this here, just for game. You're going to have to capitulate. You're going to have to bow down. You're going to have to go on and do what the fuck we tell you to do. And you're coming up that Gaza Strip. So, I need you to cut it out and go on and get a deal done. They don't have nuclear capabilities to bother you anymore, Israel. So, Let's go.
Mr. President, are you considering sending Patriot missiles to Ukraine? Have you made up your mind about that yet?
I may. Go ahead.
On this topic, Mr. President, there are a few unanswered questions that remain in this deal. For example, will Rwandan, on this deal, on this conflict, for example, will Rwandan troops pull back from?
I don't know about that. We don't need to be sending a missile to no Ukraine. But, you know, Putin don't want to stop the war, but no, we don't need to be sending them shit. But he said he may. He just moved on from that. But nah, I'll be sending them whole shit, Trump. And that ain't got nothing to do with the American First Initiative. So we're not helping them hoes. We're not going to continue what Biden got going on. So don't do no shit like that.
DR Congo, also will the M23 rebel group be allowed to remain in parts of eastern DR Congo? Give any answer to those?
Well, let me ask you that question. You want to answer that one? It sounds like an interesting question for you. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. In the agreement we signed, we have taken the concept of operation for the neutralization of the FDLR, which is a vicious genocidal movement, and the lifting of Rwandan defensive measures. So this was already signed last year in November, so we will implement it. This concept of operation to do both things, to neutralize this movement, which has been destabilizing Rwanda for many years, and to lift our defensive measures. As for the M23, in the agreement also, we have decided to rely on the Doha talks, because there are currently talks between the AFC M23 and the DRC government to have a peace deal also that will complement the Washington peace agreement. So both things are taken care of.
Thank you. Mr. President, will the United States be enforcing this agreement?
Well, we're going to be working with them to get it enforced. They can enforce their own agreement, but we'll be putting a lot of pressure on to make sure it gets enforced. The two people in this room are very, very capable people, and they'll get it done. I think they'll get it done. They love their. One thing I learned very quickly is how much you love your country and you want to get it done. And they know it has to get done, otherwise bad things happen. But I think we're well beyond that. Other presidents should have done what I'm doing right now. They never did it. I don't think they ever tried. I don't think it's like they couldn't do it. I don't think they ever tried.
No, they don't give a damn. The other presidents didn't give a damn about melanated people killing other melanated people. They don't give a damn about niggas killing niggas. Shit. Yeah, you talking about? And Trump know that. He just can't say that. But we're going to say what Trump can't say. Yeah, the other presidents could have got this deal done. They could have done something, you know, because Trump got a deal in place with them. So they got to get peace to get the deal done. So it benefits them to get the deal. So they want another deal. They want to have a relationship with America, have trade agreements with America. They can't have war going on. So they want that. They want what America got to offer. America want what they got to offer for its trade. So they got to end the war. So that's business. This is called getting deals done. This is called peace through strength, because Congo wants something and Rwanda wants something. So they got to get a deal done. They want to get what they want to get out the deal in this bartering and this trade. So that's what America does now.
And if they did, they wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
On the President, yes, thank you. Mr. President, can you share with us what can happen if one of the parts violate this peace agreement? Because we don't want war to come back to.
Well, I'd rather not say. I would just say that there are big penalties if they violate, and they're not going to. I don't think they will violate. I think they mean it, but we have very severe penalties, financial and otherwise.
Right, there's going to be sanctions. So they're not going to come over here and do business with us and come around there and go to war. They're going to have to do right by us. Now, what would happen? Let's just be realistic. I think as long as this administration is in there for the next 4-5 years, they're going to do right. The next administration, now if it's a continuance as other Trump administration, which is the 4th or 8th administration, which would be a J.D. Vance, or whoever, takes that seat that Trump's sitting in right now, then that agreement will go on for the next 8 years. And then if Vance do a good job and it can go on for 12 years. So it could actually be a deal that could last for a long time. But it's on Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda to want to keep this deal done, to not rehash old wounds in history and be like, hey, we got to do this, we got to move forward. That means this is forgiveness. It ain't forgiveness, it's forgiveness. So this is what peace is about. You're forgiving for the past because we want to build a peaceful present to have a future of prosperity. So you got America involved in it where they can go out there and broker what they want to broker for deals and everything, because we do not do business with war-torn countries. But that means you're not going to be in war, and then we don't do business. We can't get shit to you. We're not fixing to get people. We're not going to have our people get hit by a thing called collateral damage. Ain't happening. We're not doing no business with you. So the point is, if Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo want to continue to do business with America, they're going to have peace. That's how bad they want to do business with us. Is the deal that they're getting very, very lucrative. And then at the end of the day is during this 47th presidential administration, is the business doing well? They're prospering. Is the people doing better off the trade deals or whatever they got going on with America? They're benefiting the people of Congo and the people of Rwanda. And then should be no problem. It should be peace for the next 30, 40 plus years. Okay? So that's what it's about. Peace through strength. Let's fucking go, man. Let's stop the bullshit and let's stop the hate and let's stop the crap. Y'all ain't got to be best friends. Y'all just need to be peaceful, be civil, and be peaceful.
Okay.
President, go back to your social post on Canada specifically. Why are you deciding to end trade talks with Canada, and what rate are you looking to set?
So Canada put a charge on some of our companies, and Canada's been a very difficult country to deal with over the years. We hear Canada, we have a great relationship with the people of Canada, but it's been very difficult, and they put a charge, and they were a little bit early, we found out about it. So, and we have all the cards, we have every single one. We don't want to do anything bad, but they have, economically, we have such power over Canada. I'd rather not use it, but they did something with our tech companies today trying to copy Europe. They copied Europe. It's not going to work out well for Europe either, and it's not going to work out well for Canada. They were foolish to do it, and so I said we're going to stop all negotiations with Canada right now until they straighten out their act. Okay?
Is there anything Canada can do to change your mind about this?
Well, no, they put a tax on companies that were American companies that they shouldn't. Very severe tax, and yeah, I guess they could remove it. They will, but it doesn't matter to me. We have all the cards. We do a lot of business with Canada, but relatively little. They do most of their businesses with us. And when you have that circumstance, you treat people better. They've had farmers that are getting like 300, 400, 200% in tariffs. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We have cases, you don't read this and the people don't report, but they charge us 400% on some dairy products. 400%. Nobody writes that. It's not fair to our farmers, and we've got to protect our farmers.
Sir,
Yeah, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, Canada want to be assholes, and Canada don't want to capitulate. Ever since the 51st state gang came out, they want to be assholes. So, you get it. You want to be a bitch ass motherfucker, we don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So we can freeze your ass out. Trump is trying not to freeze them out, but we can freeze them out. We don't need them. So we can do business with other people. So we got time to be playing with you. You want to get froze out and go ahead. We'll freeze your ass out. You thought you had, we stopped the China game. You don't have no more China coming over here, with the shit that you want them to come through. So that's been stopped. So what you gonna do, man? We run this Western Hemisphere, buddy. So you can't go get the enemies of America to help you anymore, Canada. So you're not gonna do that whole ass shit. So you can keep it up and keep trying to be tough and not capitulate, but you don't have any choice, man. Let's do the deal. You're not in the good bit. You're not in the good. You don't have the leverage. So you don't have leverage, Canada. You don't. You'll never have leverage. Not in this president. You can have leverage on them other sucker presidents you was dealing with. You ain't have no leverage against America. So Not with America First, not with Donald J. Trump, you're not. So I'm gonna tell you, you might as well find a way to get a fair deal done and get it done, dog. And quit trying to be tough, because you ain't tough.
You mentioned how much of a rate cut we could do to the interest on the debt. Earlier today, Director Polke was on CNBC talking about.
How you tough? How are you tough when this man right here is stopping 30-year wars in Africa? You know what I'm saying? You ain't tough, Canada. You ain't shit. You can't get shit done. You don't have any fucking power. You a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So just be a obedient bitch that you are and stop playing with us.
How he suggested Powell should resign. Any comments on whether or not Powell should step down? I know you've been.
Well, I don't have a comment. I'd love him to resign if he wanted to. He's done a lousy job. Look, if you were there, you'd say, well, you know, the United States is doing well. They have no inflation. And if they do get inflation in a year or two, we'll start raising the rates. We'll get rid of the inflation, you know, and do other things. Biden had the worst inflation in the history of our country. 19%, but I think it was much higher than that. Frankly, they say 19%. I say, I think it's a lot higher than that. And we have almost no inflation now. We've done a great job in a short period of time. Energy prices are way down. Gasoline now is down to close to $2 in a lot of places. A couple of places, I see it even broke. It's like $1.98 a gallon. We've done a great job on inflation and honestly, pretty much everything else. I think it's very sad the way people act. You know, you have a guy in there that with the stroke of a pen could lower interest rates and save us hundreds of billions of dollars a year. But he's a stupid person. You know, it's very interesting. Yeah,
and that's the problem with this country right now. When you have a guy that's controlling the rate, no. You got too much power. You got more power than the president. So, no, they're going to, and you got to ride this guy out until within next year. They're going to get his ass out of there and they're going to send him on his damn way. He wouldn't resign. He definitely wasn't doing that because he has power. So he's not resigning power. So this guy don't want to do right by this country. He needs to go, you know, and I believe by any means necessary he needs to go. But he can't do that. This civilized country, so. Hey, we deal with this guy.
I'm not sure if he doesn't understand it, because you should be able to understand it. It's sort of 101 economics, but I'm not sure of that, but think of it.
Well, he don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying? He don't care, you know, because he don't like you, Trump, and you know that. It's about you. You know that. But, you know, he don't care about the American people more than he hates you. So, if he cared about the American people more than he hates you, and then if he gives you, and if he does that while you're in office, you get the credit, he don't get none. So he a power seeking hope. So fuck that guy. You know, you didn't say his name, I'm not gonna say his name either. So fuck.
With the stroke of a pen, he talks about costs. We can save $600 billion, maybe even, these are nice numbers for you, right? $900 billion, $950 billion by lowering interest rates. And it's really just more of a paper movement. It's not like you're not cutting anything, you're not cutting jobs, it's just interest rates. And we're number 40 or 44, number 45. Some places that you wouldn't believe that, you know, I don't want to be disparaging, but they pay a lower interest rate than the United States of America. And without us, everything blows up. You know, we sort of control the world in that sense. But we have a guy that's just a stubborn mule and a stupid person that is making a big mistake. He's making a mistake, and it lasts for years because when you do the debt. Now, I've instructed my people not to do any debt beyond 9 months or so. Get this guy out, and whoever is in there will lower rates if I don't.
Yeah, so like I told you there, you basically got 9 more months this guy's out. This guy is going to be throwing in America's side. As lowering interest rates, which lowers prices on a lot of goods, because a lot of the people that we do business with in America, you know, price of goods will go down because their profit margins won't go. They don't have to pay the debt anymore. So when they ain't got to pay the debt anymore, then they can be realistic. They they can be more realistic. Okay, I can sell this for, $1 less. I know I can get you about 2 or 3 of these motherfuckers. So I'm making, $5 more. So I'm making $89 more. So they're trying to recoup off the one because of these suckers and because of these doggone blood-sucking motherfuckers over there at the goddamn Federal Reserve. It's Federal Reserve talk. So Federal Reserve guy need to do what he need to do with stroke a pen, drop the rate down so people can do what? Buy homes. People can, invest, do what they want to do. So basically buy houses, be able to get loans from the bank, investment loans, all kind of loans. So it's on this whole ass motherfucker. Ain't Trump. So that's why I say you got to wait him out and get another guy in there that's ready to make America great again. This guy here want to keep America in despair and want to be a Democratic cocksucker, a Democratic blood-sucking son of a bitch. Not the man on the screen, but the man on the screen is talking about the man that's at the Federal Reserve, that cocksucker, fuckboy.
If I think somebody's going to keep the rates where they are or whatever, I'm not going to put them in. I'm going to put somebody that wants to cut rates. There are a lot of them out there. And I said this morning, a lot of the business shows today were saying, Trump is right. He should be cutting rates. Think of it. We have a great country. We're making a lot of money. We're taking in billions of dollars in tariffs. We have $15 trillion of money that wants to be invested here, which is a record. In 2 months, it breaks any record that we've ever had for a whole year, and not even close.
$15 trillion of investment. And y'all keep talking about why the big beautiful bill can't get passed because it's supposed to be $2 trillion higher. Well, you finna get $15 trillion in investment. So if your debt is at 35, they put your debt down to what? 20. So so that's investment. So you look at that, it's double. So that's over $30 trillion of money coming. That's $15 trillion of more profit coming in. So national debt will be done. So what are we talking about? So why we can't get the big beautiful bill signed when we got almost $30 trillion when we come into this country over the next 5 or 10 years, next 5 or 6 years? What the fuck wrong with you, though? Doge did came in and did what they needed to do. They found the whole shit. They found the bullshit. They got it out. Send them on the damn way. Ain't nothing else to cut. So, all right. So let's see what's happening.
Close, 15 trillion, and it's going to be much higher than that. That's after essentially 2 months because, we've been doing it for about 2 months, 2.5 months. $15 trillion breaks every record in the book. There's never been anything like this. We have factories moving in, we have car plants moving in, we have everyone wants to be part of the United States. And as I told you, and I say it to everybody, when I was in the Middle East, the King of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, all great leaders, they have all great leaders. All three of them said, you got the hottest country in the world, and you did it in, at that time I was there for 4 months. We got back a little while ago. But everybody says it, not only them. We have the hottest country in the world right now. The only thing is we have a Fed chairman that is, he doesn't get it. And you could...
No, he doesn't get it because he still have a Democratic mindset. He's still looking at Biden. He's still looking at the Obama. So, don't trust you, Trump. Ain't your fault because you get business, you get deals done. Bringing a lot of motherfucking money in here, over 15. So they basically almost $20 trillion in this bitch. So it look like you're gonna bring on. So it look like you're on the pace to bring over $100 trillion in this country. By the time you get through with this motherfucker, by the time you have to go and step off, you're on the pace to get almost $100 trillion in here. That debt is eliminated. You have almost $60 trillion surplus. So you look at it, it should be, so if you look at money you bring in the investment and the return off the investment, it should be almost 30 million. So you should be really at a zero. You should be probably 10% trillion surplus by the time you leave. If everything works out, you don't have any catastrophic situations, nothing. Democrats don't stage shit. They staging shit now. With the sucker shit, with the protests and the punk tests and all this old shit. So, it is what it is. And June is a great month. Because here's what we ain't talking about. We ain't talking about that fucking pride shit over it no more. Trump doing a great job.
Could have substantially lower. Like if we cut them 2 points, we'd save more than 600, think of it, more than $600 billion just because you cut. But you can't go out to the market and say, well, we have a guy that's got us at 4% or 4.5% and we want to pay 2% or 1%. I think we should be paying 1% right now. And we're paying more because we have a guy who's, suffers from, I think, Trump derangement syndrome, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah,
but he's not good for our country.
Yeah, but they don't want to do right by the people. So he got TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. So he don't want to do right by the people because he worried about Trump getting all the credit. Yeah, that's how it go. You understand? You ain't gonna get any credit. You know you on your way out. Ain't nothing you can do. Trump ain't keeping you. So if you even, there's really no incentive for you to do right. So you might well be an asshole till you go. Ain't really no incentive for you to do right because Trump ain't keeping you no way. So, but you working this motherfucker, he walking the door, and you went on and dropped it. Trump might have been very forgiving. Might be like, you can hang around here a little bit long. Who knows? But you don't even want to give yourself a chance. So you're ready to go. You're ready to get out. So you don't want to do right. Chairman of the Fed, fucking bum.
No, not you.
Related question on banking. There have been reports, Mr. President, that your administration is considering issuing an executive order about debanking, which is the practice of banks denying services based on people's political beliefs or industries such as crypto, if you want to involve in that. Would you be open or interested to sign such an executive order targeting debanking and what might...
Well, I think the debankers, I think that banks, I can tell you because I've been a victim myself, because of my politics, that big banks were very nasty to us. And I actually think it was Biden's people that told them to be, because the one group of people that banks are afraid of are the regulators. They are petrified of the regulators. And I've seen the biggest banker. I can tell you, you see him on television all the time. If a regulator walked into the room, he gets all nervous and crazy. They're afraid of the regulators. And if the Biden people order the banks to be virtually closed, they can do anything they want. The regulators control the banks. It's not the president of the bank. The president of the bank is far less important to a bank than a regulator. And a regulator can put that bank out of business, just like bad prosecutors are very dangerous. We had a couple. I had deranged Jack Smith and some others. And we kicked their ass, but it was, it's a tough kind of a situation. Prosecutors are very dangerous. A great prosecutor is an amazing asset for a country, but a corrupt prosecutor, a bad prosecutor is very bad. Well, the regulators are the same thing, and when they tell the regulator to go and make life impossible for big banks or little banks, they really control it. So there is a lot of debanking, and they call it debanking, call it a lot of different names. Essentially, they make it impossible to do business, and those people are very bad and very dangerous, and they shouldn't be doing it.
Sir, you told us that on taxes, Mr. President, could you please explain how taxes would go up by 68% if the bill isn't passed? Where does that number come from?
Well, it comes from the fact that you have automatically the Trump cuts, which were the biggest cuts that we've ever had. Now, these cuts are even bigger, but from the last administration, we had the Trump cuts. It was a 5-year deal, and it comes due. When you add that to the cuts that you already have and other things, it amounts, according to what they tell me, about 68%. That would mean you'd have a tax, so that that the tax cuts that they got, the biggest tax cuts in our history, would immediately go up to that level. And that alone is a big chunk of the 68%. And then you have the other taxes that would accumulate. And they say that you'd have about a 68% tax increase.
Sir, you said a moment ago that it won't work out very well for Europe on trade. Does that mean you want to cut off those negotiations as well and just tell them what?
No, well, they've been very tough. The European Union was formed in order to take advantage of the United States on trade. That was why they were formed. And they're nasty. They're very nasty. We have a good relationship. I'm dealing with Ursula right now and the group. But it's a very tough situation. They have been unbelievably bad to us. If you look at past precedents, they've treated them very badly. They're being very nice to me because I get it. I know the system, and we have the cards. We have the cards far more than they do, and they have not treated us well. And They're coming to us right now. You know, I said I was going to put on a 50% tariff. As soon as I said that, I put it out on Truth. As soon as I said that, they came to the table. They didn't want to come to the table. My people were telling me, Scott was telling me, and the whole group was telling me that not a good situation. They want to tap it down the line. They don't want to really deal. So I said, we're going to put a 50% tariff on you. Then Howard, as you know, was very much involved, Lutnick, Commerce, and he said they don't want to talk. As soon as I put that on, I was getting calls from them like, can we meet tomorrow? And the problem is they have a lot of very unfair taxes. They have a lot of taxes that you wouldn't put on, and they sue all our companies. They're constantly suing Apple and Google and all of these companies, and getting, you know, in front of judges that essentially almost work for them. I guess they do work for them, the European Union judges. And they're getting these crazy rewards. Apple was fined $17 billion, and others are being fined tremendous numbers of dollars. They're nasty people. And I don't want them affecting U.S. companies. I don't want that. If anybody's going to affect a U.S. company, I want it to be us. And if they're going to have to pay a penalty or a fine, let it be to us. So they've done this for a long time, for years, but they're very nasty. The European Union is very nasty, there's no question, but they'll learn not to be so nasty very soon. They know that. They know it's coming.
Vladimir Putin reached out to you to help you with the Iran crisis.
He made some nice statements today. Did you see the statements? Very nice. Vladimir Putin made some very nice statements today. Look, he respects our country again. He didn't respect it a year ago, I can tell you right now. But Putin respects our country. And President Xi of China respects our country. And Kim Jong-un they respect our country again. We were not a country that was respected just a year ago. We had a president that was incompetent. We had bad people circulating around this desk, this beautiful Resolute desk. They had, I guess, evil intentions. You couldn't be that stupid. I mean, they had evil intentions. But the world respects our country again. Thank you very much, everybody. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yeah, so Donald J. Trump has got broken peace with Rwanda, got it done. He has a few questions of Vladimir Putin. You know, he's trying to get that guy to go on and wind it down. And Ukraine kind of want to end the war, but he don't, because he want Zelensky out of there. And Trump has got to try to wear the guy down, wear Putin down, and get him to go on and shut it down. Just like Benjamin Netanyahu, we don't want to shut it down. We got to kind of get these guys to shut it down. So Benjamin Netanyahu got to stop. Vladimir Putin got to stop. You know, because a lot of these, you know, because Iran and Ukraine, they're not tough guys. They're weak. So it's really on the aggressors, you know what I'm saying, to stop it. So, you know, so it's what that is. But I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I just want to come here and drop it off about this Rwanda situation and the Republic, the Democratic Republic of Congo. They're finally coming to a peace resolution because they want to be able to do business with America. So Trump is getting it done. It's like the streets of South Africa when they came down here a couple months ago, you know, and Trump found out that y'all with the fuck shit with the genocide y'all doing. It's genocide. Y'all just want to go by numbers down there in South Africa. This genocide. You over here just destroying folks because folks on the land, the genocide. But Trump say no business. And now Trump come back with Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. They come with peace and they getting the deal done. So hey, he's open to a lot of countries that want to do right and bring in infrastructure and bring in you know, and try to get a deal done, man. Try to get something done. So most respect to him and everything else. That's all I gotta say. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to sleep. This is America's Game Show. This is Prince Pierre. And we're getting ready right now.
claim our right. The streets echo loud with the beat of the fight. America's game, we're roused to the high. This is our time, the stage is set. The game belongs to the people, we won't be denied. With courage and strength, we take the stride. Together we fight, hand in hand, side by side. America's game, it's our turn to guide. Oh yeah. From coast to coast, see the banners unfurled. Voices together, watch the power swirl. No longer silent, we're ready to roar. With passion and purpose, we're ready for more. To chase the sea. The game belongs to the people, we won't be denied. With courage and strength, we take the stride. Together we fight, hand in hand, side by side. America's game is our turn to